Hey, how's it going, everybody? Back to my maximum quarters display here. So I'm using Mini Mac. Anyways, finally going to do a video for you guys. One that I wasn't planning on doing because this damn thing finally broke on me. But my fault. I took the damn thing off too fast and I think I tweaked it. Because next time I'm just going to leave all the dust and crap on my glasses and on this thing, and maybe I'll do better. Because I cleaned this, I cleaned that, I cleaned other stuff really thoroughly, put it on, started a game, boom, instant hair to the eyeball, and just So it was just that fast movement, just tweak. That's the problem with these, man. They're just, I don't like the way they did the straps on them. They are just really flimsy for what it is. But thanks to my art of nerdery, I made it all better. And once I get it exactly the way I want it and add a little bit of glue, it'd damn near look like that's the way it was to begin with. I was able to do a mod using this and the original strap, which this was already broken, so I did some cutting and grinding and whatnot to get everything to fit, but I was able to do it without any damage to the regular strap if I ever wanted to go back to that. So the regular strap, just I got it to where it fits inside of it, and holy sheep shit, everything lined up, everything worked. So cool. About damn time. Anyways, before I show you guys what I did, and I'm just going to show it to you put together. There's one little area, the disc that you rotate to tighten it up. That I just got held in place with a piece of Scotch tape. I'll eventually glue it in place or whatever, just with a couple little dots of glue. I figure I'll just use Elmer's because all the stuff that I got to glue together, there's no tension against it, so it's just to hold it in place. But I want to have it to where I can take it apart easy. And then, in case I forget, that back piece, I flipped it upside down, and it fits better. At least for my head, man, it fits way better. Feels better. You don't get that pressure at the base of your skull. It's all higher up. So it just fits good on me. I don't know about anybody else that's going to try this, but for me, it fits really good now, surprisingly. So I did get on Amazon last night just to see what they had, and went ahead and ordered something just in case I couldn't get this fixed. And who knows, it may break again, so at least now I got a backup. But bring up the website here. Let's see, damn it. I was really impressed with this on the look of it, on how it's made, on how they went batshit crazy with all the padding to make it feel comfortable, and then just the videos, just everything about it just made me jump at this. And this must have just came out because I haven't seen it before, but it's one of the Halo straps that you can get for Oculus Quest 2, but whole new design on how they did it. This one is called Bobo VR. One word, that's just the name of the thing. M2 head strap. And right now they've got it at $38.99. It's one of the Amazon's choice things. Free shipping is let's see. Yeah, this Bobo VR, they're their own little company on Amazon, so it's sold by them but ships from Amazon, which I always try to get anything from Amazon to where it's shipping from Amazon. As I live just a little over 100 miles from Vegas, and they've got, I believe, an Amazon warehouse there, and I think that's where a lot of my stuff comes from. Otherwise I'll get it from California sometimes. But I ordered it last night, and they say I'm supposed to get it on the 5th, so I'll either get it on the 5th or maybe sooner unless something screws up. So far I've done good. Some things have shown up like a day or two early. But this is definitely something I will be doing a video on to show it off. Because not only does the functionality look good on it, it's cool looking. I mean, it's a really cool looking design. It just has that high-tech look. But they got plenty of pictures showing it. They've got some videos giving demonstrations on putting it on and whatnot. And it's just freaking cool looking. So anyways, $38.99. Free shipping, which was almost $8 off for me on the shipping. With tax, I think it came out to almost $42. So, can't complain. I mean, these friggin' ones made by Oculus, you're looking at $50. Plus tax, so over $50. So, if this thing works, I'll be very happy. But I needed some kind of backup, because I didn't know if this was going to work or not. All I can say is, I grinded off enough of the white plastic to get that strap to fit just right to where it was like snow all over me, man. Definitely wear some goggles, maybe even a mask, wear one of your COVID masks or whatever, because it's really fine stuff if you're using a Dremel, and you don't want to breathe that in. So, show you guys what I did here. So right now, the white pieces on the back of the thing, I've just got them held on with tape. To get it open is then initially just open to separate the white half from this black half. It's clamped together, but it's the way they did it. It's weird. It grabs on like a son of a bitch. But once you get it, it comes apart pretty damn easy. But it's like the only places I could see where it was like an actual little plastic clamp, which pretty small, so don't force anything. Just go easy at it until it separates gradually. Just kind of just go down the line on each side of it. Just starting at one end and then the other end until it gets totally separated. And unless you guys got a better tool than me, I was using the flathead screwdriver on my Swiss Army knife. And it did nick up the plastic a little bit, but I was able to shave off the little nicks and smooth it out again. So really, it doesn't look bad. And then I tried doing it with that white part with the dial all together, but because of how they did the dial, I had to cut out that whole center piece and separate the two halves. So the dial right now is just held in place just to cover up that area with just some Scotch tape. I figure I'll use some craft glue or whatever to stick it on better once I get everything adjusted just where I want it. That's something else to where, depending on the size of your head, is how much stuff you may have to grind away. I ground away enough to where for those movable parts, which right now, for me, because I've added on some padding to that back piece, I've got them right up to the strap that goes over your head. And then I got about that much play on each side if I need to move them out a little bit. Otherwise, I say, depending on the size of your head is how much you're going to want to grind out. Or just make it snow and just go frickin' batshit crazy with a Dremel and just grind the crap out of it. Because once you separate those pieces, you're going to have to glue them on or tape them or whatever. They're not going to stay on. Because it's like a little clamp on each end, which I'll show you here. On that end and that end. Like I say, there where the dial is where I separated it, so I cut out that whole piece beyond the dial. Otherwise, it's like they have these little angled fins that grabbed onto the inside, so it's just the way they put it together. It fits really tight, but there's really nothing clamped on that much. So anyway, this looks here. I have replaced this piece, as you can see. It's orange there. I forget what brand it is, but I really like it. Could be a little wider, but I really like it compared to the original. The original, I literally had to jam these glasses in there with a lot of force, and because it's not as wide, it would push on the sides of my glasses and really give me a bad temporal headache just in this area, to where it just felt like you've been slamming your head into a wall. This, I can tolerate it. And the padding's removable on the visor piece. So, get this out of the damn way here. Went ahead and kept this on. I was thinking of how I can incorporate my battery pack that I bought at Super Wally World to the back of my head, and almost added on a little bit too much weight, as I got a fairly large size battery that I use to add hours to this on gameplay. But I don't know, I may just cut it off. Got a long enough cord to where I just set it on my lap. Otherwise you can wrap it around this rubberized part. As you can see, got extra padding there that I put on quite a while ago, because it was giving me a headache on how I had this thing. It's something to point out. Guys, notice anything there? It's upside down. It feels a lot better upside down, to where it's above the base of the skull, like right where my glasses would be if they were on the back of my head, that area. You don't get that tension headache. I didn't like the way it was before. It wasn't horrible, but sometimes I'd get that tension headache to the back of the head, and it just didn't like it. Otherwise, with this mod, you can have it like this or have it right side up, however, which does give you an extra strap where you could probably, I don't see why you can just use this and go up over this one and double up on it or whatever. Otherwise, they got it to where it's inside that rubber part. So yeah, if you don't have a use for it, just cut it off right there. So on separating this, sorry guys if I'm taking a bit, man. I'm dealing with the chronic pain right now. It just gets me all across the chest into my arms, so just have a hard time holding any one position. Anyways, you want to start at where those plastic straps came out, and so I used a Swiss Army knife. I just, maybe just the blade of a pocket knife, but just go easy on it. Or a very, very thin screwdriver, flathead, and just gradually wedge it apart. Those two clamp areas, they're about right there on each side, and then the rest of it's just these little fins that make it fit weird. Then like I said, once you get the pieces separated, cut all that out below this disc. They clamp on, but they won't stay on. I say you'll have to glue them. Let's see, get some of this tape out of the way here. I'll at least take off the cap a little bit so you guys can see how I centered it. Opposite side, so it's got room to hang over good. I did cut out a little bit of this area, just ground it down just wide enough so it's got like a little hole there, and makes it to where I can have this level. Just makes it look more like it was this way to begin with. Otherwise, see there on each side, those are the little adjustment bars, and I just got them right up alongside the strap. And this way for me, in having this extra padding, it fits just tight enough to where I can deal with it and not have it feel like it's gonna fall off my face or anything. It fits nice and snug. Otherwise, on these parts, as you can see, Totally separated now. What I had to do, just to get it to fit the way it is now, there's a lot of little plastic fins and crap in there. And then there's also a couple little screw posts almost on, let's see, right about there on each side. Little tiny screws, as there's a plastic piece that fits inside of it that covers up the two arms that come out, as in the plastic arms, and then all the mechanical stuff that's under this was, on the mechanics, not much to it. This just has a little crank that fit under it. It's black. And then the straps that stay inside here on each side, it's got like little holes in it or whatever that bites onto, so you can make it go back and forth. You'll know what I'm talking about when you open the thing up, man. It's pretty simplistic for what it is, but it works. Otherwise, yeah, that black piece inside of it that's just a cover. A lot of little tiny screws. That's where you'll need like a precision screwdriver set or whatever. I had to use the little glasses size screwdriver that's on my Swiss Army knife. If anybody has one where it literally goes into the corkscrew, little bitty flathead screwdriver, because they are tiny screws. Anyways, if you drop some, no worries. That piece you're going to throw away. So, the bottom part here, that's the black plastic that this is attached to, it's pretty smooth on the inside, other than it's got these weird fins on each side or whatever. But the strap fits between all that just perfect. It lays down really nice. So pretty much all the grinding you're going to do is on the inside of these, which I say depends on where the adjustment's going to be. It's where, I'd say I want a good centimeter back, starting from the center on each side. And there's definitely plenty more you can grind down if you got to go farther, if your head's smaller or whatever. It's one of those things where I just didn't feel like taking the whole thing apart and showing you step by step right now because I'm hurting. But if anybody asks that's had the same problem I had, doesn't want to buy a new one and wants to do this mod, I am willing to get on my other computer. So I got a table or something I can set this on, which right now my lap is my table. So I just got it held together with tape, but easy enough to take it apart to where I can just show you every single thing I did. But, say, man, wanted to keep it simplistic, and I didn't want to ruin this. I didn't have to do anything on cutting into this, so to remove it, all I got to do is just take off this outer plate here. Boom, all separated. Now in the fit. So, my glasses fit better on this because I got a new visor here, but I still got to tinker with it, as in stick the glasses in and then put this on. If you don't wear glasses, power to you, man. Blindness sucks cocks and dicks. And other things. Maybe llamas, I don't know. Definitely donkeys. Screw it, it sucks everything. It just sucks. It's just freaking awkward how I gotta do it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted a Halo strap, so I don't have to go through this bullshit every time. Otherwise. That's it, man. Fits nice and snug. And really, once I get it all glued and just fitting the way I want it, is in permanent fit for me only. Nobody is allowed to play this but me because I'm an asshole. I'm going to try my damnedest to make it look like it was this way to begin with. I know some people have gotten those plastic straps to where it's like broken maybe right here, to where they've just stitched into it or whatever, or tried to glue it back or whatever. I just didn't want to go through all that. So, say, for me, it fits just right. And a lot easier to take off, hence, boom, boom, off. Yeah, I think I will cut that off. It's annoying. And another thing, still fits in this. So otherwise, man, on things that are broke so far, I'm glad it was that and not this. I'd be sad because I've dumped a bit of money into it. I guess I'm invested in Facebook now, as I've damn near filled this thing up with games. But man, I'm loving it. And on motion sickness, so far, I mean, unless my neck is already strained from my chronic pain, no motion sickness on any games so far. I mean, it's done really good. I have gotten some new games on my PSVR, which I'll be showing soon enough. A few new ones to the collection. Hence, one of them that I'll just name. I got Vader Immortal. They finally got that out on disc, so I can have a physical copy, and I like it on the PSVR, but it's kind of weird how they did it on the graphics when it comes to the screen effect. It's like, not really the cutscenes, but like the intro where it's just showing the game starting up and giving all the stuff like Vader Immortal and the words and whatnot. That looks all grainy from the screen effect, but the actual gameplay looks pretty damn good. I mean, it still looks pretty impressive on PSVR. It's just on this, it looks so much better. I am yet to find any games on this that have that screen door effect. So, I still recommend this. Still not quite a fan of having to be all signed up with Facebook on it in order to use it, but I haven't had any problems, no issues in the way of that. But man, it's a great system. It's like now I do wish I would have gotten the one that's not 64 gigabyte, because that does fill up pretty fast. One game that I've been wanting to get, the Walking Dead game, I haven't gotten it because it's damn near 9 gigabytes. So anything like that, man, it's just going to fill it up fast. Otherwise, that's one of them that I'm trying to find for my PSVR, and it's way popular. I did get the other one, though, which I'll show when I show off my collection. It's not as good as the Saints and Sinners, but I didn't think it as bad as people were saying it was, man. It seemed pretty good to me. Graphically, not the greatest, but some of the VR games for PS4 VR, it's like that. You feel like you're playing a dated game, but you're playing in VR, so that's what makes it cool. Okay. I've talked enough. Time for painkillers. Maybe some Judas Priest painkiller would work. I don't know. We'll see. Later, everybody. Like I say, man, I'm willing to do another video to show the whole process I did on it and take it all apart. Easy enough. I just didn't feel like doing it now. So, have a good one.